We live in an age of science. In the age of science, we try to find a reason for every phenomena. Science is an ongoing journey in which things are invented and discovered every step of the way. But there are certain occurrences that cannot be fully explained by science yet. In this documentary, we will meet ordinary people experiencing extraordinary phenomena. And we will explore both the science and spirituality behind meditation. To examine the spiritual side of meditation, we will meet a guru who is not only devoting his life to heal people, but also believes that yoga is not just a physical exercise. He claims that his powerful lesson was taught to him by his guru, Sri Gangai Nath Ji. And to investigate the scientific side, we will speak with the scientists, doctors, and professors who have been researching the effects of meditation on human body.
Meditative practice is not something in the mind, some visual thinking or something. Some people tend to think in these terms, but it goes to the very core, very bottom, very foundation of our physiology, which is the genetic material.
One of the things we've found that I think is very intriguing with the effects of meditation is the changes that we talked about with expression of cytokine genes in the tissue.
According to Hindu philosophy, each human being has a feminine energy force known as the Kundalini. Kundalini is interpreted as a snake which resides in the dormant state inside the largest and the lowest vertebrae called the sacrum. When Kundalini releases its tail from its mouth, this state is considered to be awakened state. In awakened state, Kundalini starts moving upwards, gradually penetrating and awakening different chakras located in different parts of the body. It is believed that Kundalini can be awakened in different ways, including an initiation by a spiritual guru. Hindu philosophy is not the only one that mentions the concept of Kundalini, but in fact, it has also been mentioned by the history of other countries, including Egypt, that tells about ancient Egyptian pharaohs. Siddha yoga meditation can be quite an extraordinary experience. During meditation, many people experience involuntary activities that range from physical yogic movements, also known as kriyas, to emotional and psychological activities. Many of them also explained that the yogic postures they undergo have an uncanny resemblance to the postures explained in yogic scriptures.
मैं जो मंत्र देता हूँ उससे साधक की कुंडलिनी जाग जाती, समझे? जैसे आप नवरात्रि में पूजा करते हैं दुर्गा की, सीता कह दो, राधा कह दो, पार्वती कह दो, हम योगियों ने उसको कुंडलिनी नाम दे दिया। और रीढ़ की हड्डी के आखिरी हिस्से में, बेसमेंट में, सैक्रम में 3.5 आंटे लगा करके दुर्ग को अपने मुंह में छिपाए रहती है, दबाए हुए रहते हैं, गवर्नमेंट पोजिशन में रहती है। मैं जब दीक्षा देता हूँ तो वो जाग जाती है और सीधी खड़ी हो जाती है। भारतीय योग दर्शन में योग के 8 अंगों का अनुष्ठान बताया है पातंजलि ऋषि ने। यम, नियम, आसन, प्राणायाम, प्रत्याहार, धारणा, ध्यान और समाधि। तो धारणा, ध्यान और समाधि ये सूक्ष्म अंग। जागृत कुंडलिनी सारी योगिक क्रियाएं स्वयं अपने अधीन करवाती है। जितने भी सिस्टम्स हैं, सारे सिस्टम्स को एक साथ स्टिमुलेट करती है, डेवलप करती है।
To examine how meditation biologically affects our body, we flew to San Francisco, California, to speak with a doctor and professor who has been researching the biological effects on the human body induced by meditation and yoga. He is also working on advancing our understanding on how to maintain our health in ways that medication alone cannot address.
One of the things we've found that I think is very intriguing with the effects of meditation is the changes that we talked about with expression of cytokine genes in the tissue. Ultimately, a lot of the different ways in which psychological states are translated into physical states in the body have to do with whether genes in our cells are either being turned on or expressed more, or being turned off or decreased in their expression.
Deep down, one of the things that differentiates human beings from any other living organisms is their genes. Genes are the unit of inheritance. They also act as an on-off switch for inheriting and controlling various factors in the span of life. Scientists have observed the changes in the genetic expression induced by meditational practices.
In the studies that we did in people who were overweight, looking at what was happening in the fat tissue when they added meditation to the kind of diet and exercise program that they were getting, was that we found that some of the genes that are involved in inflammatory responses that may have a whole set of ill effects on their health, those genes were being expressed less in the group that was getting meditation compared to the group that was just getting the standard diet and exercise. So this was, to me, a very exciting finding, showing potentially connections between what people were doing with a meditation practice and what was happening actually in the tissues, in the fat cells, in the expression of these genes involved in inflammatory responses.
Our next stop is Oslo, Norway, where we will speak with a professor at the University of Oslo who has also been researching the effects at the genetic level induced by meditation and yoga.
Being a molecular cell biologist, I reason that if these changes are occurring in the whole physiology, then there may be a molecular basis for this, which means that at the level of the DNA to RNA to protein, this gene expression level, that there may be some changes. So this is what triggered us to look into this question. And the way we've done this is that we've taken 10 people who had learned a comprehensive yogic program, which includes gentle yoga postures, powerful breathing exercises called pranayama, and a very powerful breathing exercise called Sudarshan Kriya, which includes also meditation. So this is a 2-hour program which is done once a week. What we've done is that these 10 people, they participated in this program 2 days in a row, and then on 2 other days, as a control regimen, instead of doing this, they did a control program where they went for a walk in nature and they listened to relaxing music. And then before they started these practices, either the yogic program, yoga, breathing, Sudarshan Kriya, and meditation, and also afterwards, we took blood from them And then from the blood, we isolated the immune cells in the circulation, and we compared the gene expression patterns before and after the practice or the control regimen. Based on this analysis, we found that there were approximately 4 times more genes which were affected by this yogic program, this meditative program, compared with the control regimen, suggesting that this yogic program, meditative program, first of all, has significant effects at the gene expression level. So the effects go actually to the very basis of our physiology, to that blueprint, the expression of that blueprint. And secondly, that the effects are more than light exercise and relaxation. We were very intrigued with this result, and now we are engaged in doing follow-up studies.